Hello and welcome. Namaste. So good to be here with you, our beautiful soul family, our family of light. We have a great show lined up for you. I'm Caroline Crawford.
And I'm Paul Crawford.
And before we start, I'd just like to mention a couple of things. First of all, thank you so much to those of you that are leaving comments on YouTube. We really appreciate that. And I know some of you also left a lovely message or so on our SoulCrew page on Facebook. So just a massive thank you, because it really helps us expand our channel and get that message out to a lot more people. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate that. If you haven't already, please subscribe when you can. And if you're watching on YouTube, obviously, and like, and again, do leave some comments down below for us, because that really helps us.
Yeah.
So, and share with friends, or they might not be friends, but just share with anyone you think that these videos, our teachings and information will resonate with. So thank you.
Okay, so on this show, Caroline will be doing just an outline, really an overview of the full recorded energetics update that she did earlier, and that full version will be uploaded to YouTube in the next couple of days. So this will just be an outline of that. And as always, we'll have words of wisdom from my collective consciousness known as Jarama.
And on that note, I'm just going to mention, because I forgot, I know that I should imagine that most people watching our channel know that I give intuitive readings. I'm a medium, a psychic, spiritual coach. But recently, Jarama suggested that Paul gives readings, but channeled readings. So the readings come from Jarama, this lovely collective of higher, wise, benevolent beings. And they focus in a different way to my readings. They focus on your soul's path, on your life path. And also, if you're finding it difficult to move forward, if you feel you've got blocks or limitations, often this can be karmic in nature. So it's also very helpful, because they will shine the light on that karmic influence for you. And again, that helps release you and helps you move forward in life to a greater expansion. So Paul will leave the details later if you're interested in that. I had a great reading for my birthday. It was very, very unusual, but it was, really helped me. So that was that.
Okay, so on this show as well, we will be talking about the need to embrace our journey into this as part of this ascended process, and all that involves, and really allowing us to do what is necessary, or what we think is necessary, to allow that to assist in that taking place. So to kick things off, as usual, Caroline will be now imparting her overview.
We've decided to do it as an overview because we have so much information that we want to share with you, and obviously the full version of this will be on my channel. You'll have the details of that on Caroline Crawford Spirit of Love. So the information that was channeled from the Federation of Light was, the main theme was to be conscious of where your thoughts are coming from, whether your thoughts are coming from you, from a place of love within you, or are you picking up on other people's thoughts, which they're going to talk about a little bit more in a moment. But the Ascension energies that are streaming in to expand our awareness now in a very transformative way are coming in to help us keep this consistent rising up of our vibration. And they gave us an analogy of, imagine a town or a city being knocked down in order to make way for the new. And some buildings, some structures may be easily brought down, others may take more effort, and that especially if they're long standing. But they said, liken these structures that are being broken down to your beliefs and your thoughts, to make way for the new. Because often the human part of us, our human personality, can really resist and cling on to what it knows through fear and other things. But our higher energies that are being really helped and encouraged and assisted now by these ascension energies that are streaming in are encouraging us to move up into this energy of our soul. So they also said that so much of our energies has risen so really well, and to be really happy with that, and that's helping us to live in a better way, live in a better place from our true self. They spoke about the light shining on the darker elements to transmute, to go beyond those darker energies. And I think they've mentioned this before, and they said although it may seem it's chaos in the world at the moment, although it may seem worse, trust that this is moving forward, it is moving up, and to the call of so many souls for that change. They also talked about these streaming energies that are coming in that are helping us really expand our gifts and abilities. Some of you, they say, that are of service, because I know a lot of you are that are watching this, of service to humanity. It may be your family, it may be your friends, it may be somebody in the supermarket line, it might be community or globally. But they've found that as these energies, or they're seeing that as these energies are raising up our intuitive abilities, our empathic and our healing abilities, these are increasing powerfully. So it's important we step in and really own and take that action to respond to what we're thinking and what we're feeling, because it is all part of that ascension process. So lastly, they did mention, well, this is just lastly in my overview, as I said to begin with, be aware, be conscious of your thoughts. Are they coming from you, or are they thoughts and thought forms of others? Now, I was in, well, this has happened many a time to me, and I'm sure some of you have also experienced this, that, you know, you're with a group of people, and I suddenly started having these thoughts. I thought, hold on, these are not my thoughts, and I realised where they were coming from. And they were thoughts, I would say, perhaps of a lower nature, perhaps of a negative nature. And rather than me, like in the past, I might have got a bit cross and confronted the person, to be honest, in my 20s or 30s, you know, when we were a bit more fiery. I just realised that and just thought, I just need to send love and light to these thought forms. Just send that out, because by doing that, we're communicating through our energetic connection, so we are being of service, and we're also having a positive and transformative effect on them, and so we're helping them. But the Federation were quick to say, we're not imposing our will on them, we can't instill a sense of peace in them, but we can help in a loving way, in a positive way, to influence them with more peace. And in doing so, we're being of service, we're helping that individual, and also then that is helping raise the frequency and the vibration of the collective to restore a sense of peace. So there's a lot more going on, and we can achieve a lot more to be aware of what we can do with our thoughts energetically. And that was the main, I'd say, the main theme that they wanted to get across. They reminded us all that we are all part of that galactic family, that their love is always with you, and that you can contact them, you can communicate them, because they are within us. The whole universe is within us. We just have to make that stillness, that quiet time, cast out our doubts, and trust in what we are feeling. So I think that's as much as the overview I'm going to give right now. And as I say, I do encourage you to watch the full one that will be up on YouTube in the next few days. So
yeah,
that was that.
Thank you. Okay, so our Ascension journey and the need to embrace that is really about also embracing the need for change, but not just making change for change's sake, but being very intentional and deliberate in that. Because often what happens is we create belief systems within ourselves through what we're experiencing, belief systems that help us get through those experiences. But then we still hold on to those belief systems, even if it's become outdated and no longer relevant within us. I think as humans, we often we hold on to something, and it's through that resistance to change and allowing change to take place that we then can get stuck in where we were once, where it was very beneficial for us, very supporting for us. But where we've held on to it for too long, it's actually become something that starts becoming having a very negative effect on what we're doing. Yeah, very detrimental to things. Yeah. And it's then just realizing that that change is inevitable. It's something that will always take place. And the more that we can allow ourselves to flow into that change, we're becoming a stronger part of that movement into that ascended energy.
Yeah. And I think also what can cause disruptions within us, within individuals, in our lives, is when our inner support system does not match the change in circumstances, the place we've evolved to, and we can remain kind of clinging on or firmly rooted in that past through our past beliefs and things that, as Paul said, did once work for us. But this whole ascension process is about going beyond to higher thoughts, going beyond to new thoughts that nourish us and that open up a greater world of possibilities and of opportunities for us. And just recognise that, yes, that was helpful then, but let it go with blessings, because this is so important that we're moving in with these ascension energies to merge more with the truth of that divine intelligence within us.
Yeah, and I think there's so many disruptive energies that are taking place right now in the world, and it's there are those out there that would that have an agenda of their own, and they like to keep people captivated and controlled in fear to achieve their own gain, whatever that gain is. And I don't want to get into those issues, but really it's about being aware of that, and the fact that it's through fear that they can maintain that that hold over us. And as we allow ourselves to move into change and to enable us to let go of the fear and the resistance to those old limiting belief systems, that we can actually start to take back that power of control into our lives and everything that we're doing.
Because by maintaining that fear, we're then more easily led and more easily kind of manipulated, and we grow and evolve, like I say, and this holding us in this fear is such a moving away from the truth of who we are. But darker forces, whatever we think of them as, trying to prevent us believing in ourselves, believing in the truth that we hold within us, the truth of our own existence. And they try to prevent us coming from that authentic part of ourself, our soul, where infinite intelligence lies, and we can all tap in and harness that infinite intelligence because it is within us. So it's about allowing oneself to let go and move forward with an openness and a deeper knowing, and not being caught up in the distractions, in the dramas, in the fear mongering, you know. And if there's something that has upset you, then, as we say, send that positive energy.
Yeah. And I think it's also realizing that when we look for assistance through leadership of others, that true leadership is not limiting. But true leadership is very open, and the way forward really is to embrace those influences, those leaderships that are going to embrace and trust our own ability to connect to our true power, that true source of that power, which is our spirit self, which is our own innate divinity. And it's then allowing that to help strengthen us, to help move us forward, and to unlock the power that we all hold within ourselves, through allowing ourselves not to be restricted through any resistance to that change. And often I think of it a bit like the seasons of the year. You know, every year has its seasons, and every season has its part to play. You know, every season has a purpose, and once that purpose is done and complete, it moves into the next season, and then that new season then has its own purpose. And if we can look at our lives in that same way, that through each experience we gain a belief system that sees us through that, and a purpose through that. But then as each of our experiences and circumstances change, we also need to allow a new purpose and a new direction to come into play for that, without any judgment, without any fear. The seasons of the year just allows that, because it knows it encompasses change as being a necessary part of moving forward to allow further growth and new growth to take place.
Yeah. So this ascension, this transformation that humanity is going through, is really now ramping up to encourage us even more to live from our heart and soul, as we create a life where we can all exist in that energy from our soul, and that of harmony, of love, of creativity, and with a reverence for all life. You know, and one where we are accepting of one another, you know, and that, I think we've spoke about the higher emotions once before, in that, you know, as our emotional maturity develops and grows, you know, there might be times when we disagree, you know, believe it or not, we did disagree, but we have to agree to disagree, and not to try and force our views or to dominate, because that so much is the old imprisoned dark ways. And, you know, there's more than one way, isn't there? We all know that. You know, I know through my yoga teachings 30 years ago now, that gave me great insight to recognising and realising that the way for one person may be totally inappropriate for another person, and we don't know, even however wise and advanced we are, what is the best for another person, because they are their own universe, they are their own set of thoughts and beliefs and experiences. So allow others to choose and to be authentic and true to their self, even though at times I know it can be very frustrating if we see somebody is maybe really stuck in a negative pattern. I mean, we can just offer what we think and then let it go, because otherwise, you know, we don't want it to upset us, we don't want it to make us frustrated, we don't want it to upset us. But by detaching from that, by just saying what we feel in a loving way as often as we can, you know, that can help that situation. So I think it's important to remember that we are all a unique expression of the divine, of the universe, And as such, your life is a reflection of your ways of thinking. You know, we all know, I know many of you watching now, we understand the laws of attraction in that like attracts like. And often, you know, sometimes we don't really want to accept our responsibility, do we? But the more we can, and just be open to asking the divine to guide us in a better way, the more we can move through this ascension process with a greater ease. And also we can elevate our emotions and elevate our vibration by releasing any grudges, any feelings of guilt, and if we felt inferior to others or superior to others, even any thoughts of it's not fair, because as challenging as that may seem, we do 100% create our own reality, whether that is consciously or unconsciously. And you know, there was just a good little thing I'll end mine with, because I can feel drama coming through, that to just remind ourselves, life isn't happening to us, life is happening for us. And now is the time to upgrade our thoughts, upgrade our habits to something better, with that higher consciousness, the higher intelligence of our soul. So I can hear and feel Jarama's energies. I'm going to sit back and relax and hand it over to Jarama. Welcome.
Hello, my friends.
Hello.
It is so true that through limitation, as individuals, you create a stagnation of life. Not just your own life, but the life of all humanity. And conversely to that, in allowing yourselves to become more fully open to and accepting of your true state of being, your true powers that you own and are an innate part of you, you can create a greater growth for yourself and therefore also humanity. And especially at these times of great change and great uncertainty, your role, or the role that you play, is increasingly more important. And so we ask for you to take time to assess, are you truly happy with how you are responding to life, how you are interacting with life, and being honest with yourselves, as difficult as that can be at times. For through true honesty, you can create true liberation. And through true liberation, you create true freedom. And through true freedom, you create this true ascended growth. This growth into this higher state of vibrational existence. And as has already been said, it is through that higher state of existence that deeper knowing and understanding becomes further entrenched in yourself as an individual, and therefore reflective of what you are experiencing. For as you are experiencing all that you do, this is a reflection of yourself. And so look upon all that you are doing, all that you are, all of your circumstances, and look to that to be a barometer to your own inner energies. If you are experiencing a great deal of turmoil, a great deal of upset, a great deal of doubt, then ask yourself, what is it within you that is causing this? And that's not to create any energy of blame, but rather as a stop check, to rather than allowing yourselves to continue moving forward in that emotionally and energetically inhibited way, but to start to make more informed choices, to start to make new choices that will be of a greater benefit to you, that will create this more awakened state of existing. And that new awakened state is not just some very carefully crafted words, but it's a real energy within yourselves. And this is where the subconscious can have such a strong part in the role it plays within your experiences that take place within life. Because it is the subconscious, often these deep-seated belief systems that, although we may have thought we'd gone before, that we have gone past them, that we have released them, they are still a strong part of us. And it's by reviewing what has taken place externally to us that it becomes easier to see what is taking place within us. If life has a greater flow to it, a greater energy and higher energy, a more joyful energy to it, then that is the energy that is within ourselves. Because even when there is disruption that is taking place, if we are emanating and in touch with the true essence of who we are, we often see something different. Because rather than focusing on the disruptive energy of something, we start to look at the great possibilities of how things can move forward, of how things can change, of how things can be. Because if you know and are aware of what it is that you dislike or do not want to take place, then it opens up a clearer picture and a clearer energy of what you do want. And as Caroline has been saying, you create your lives. You are the creator of your lives. How you think, how you believe something to be, becomes a reflection and reflected in your outer world. And we say this not to cause any thoughts that you cannot achieve this growth. For the full growth into this ascended state of existence is almost your birthright. And we say that because you are spirit. The truth of who you are is a divine energy. That energy that permeates every aspect of existence. An energy that, when allowed to show its full potential within your life, can create miracles. And this is why we also say and ask for you to believe in miracles. Because they're not really miracles. They're just a realization of your own inner connection to the power of your authority. That authority being of that divine nature, and therefore of a deeper understanding of what is necessary and what can take place. So allow yourselves to live a greater life of freedom, filled with this uplifted energy, or the uplifted energy of your true being. Allow it to be so. And also congratulate yourself for acknowledging any limitations that may currently be in place. And give yourselves a little pat on the back from time to time, where you make these small steps, these small changes. Do not think that it will be done overnight, but allow yourself to take one small step forward at a time. Embrace change. Intentionally and deliberately take those steps forward to a greater and more fulfilling life. A life that is and has always meant to be in this physical existence. At times when seemingly all may be lost, that is where it is time to start to grow and to move upwards and forwards. You are great beings of light. So share that light, firstly with yourself in this physical form, and then with the rest of humanity. There is much love and support that surrounds you, both seen and unseen. Allow yourselves to be uplifted, to be guided, and to be encouraged by that energy of love. And with that, my friends, we will say goodbye for now. But remember, it is your choice. So ask yourselves, what do you choose to do in this moment and every new moment moving forward? Goodbye, my friends.
Thank you so much. So I always like to listen to this at least twice, I would say, and just absorb those energies, because then they kind of permeate ourselves, permeate our energy field, and help us so much. But thank you, Paul. But so live your life from love, choose love, and discern the different energy between that feeling of fear and that feeling of love, and check into yourself regularly throughout the day to ask, where's this thought coming from? Where's this choice coming from? Even earlier today, I'll just tell you this very quickly, it was so funny. I just suddenly thought, oh, gotta do this, gotta do that. And I thought, is that thought coming from fear or love? And I just took a deep breath and said, yeah, fear, just breathe, let it go. Everything will work out. And of course it did. So check in that, just check in, is that fear, is it love, is it programming? Because this is really paramount to our lives now. We really are shaping our life through our thoughts. So become truly conscious of the choices you make and what you want to bring into the world. As I said earlier, we are in such huge evolutionary times for us as humans to live in alignment with our higher intelligence, and we all have that capability and that choice to do that. And these surges of light that are coming in to assist us in that ascension process are encouraging us to step up to that now. So just do that through a relaxed mind, an intentional mind, and make that time to just feel you can unwind and just let go and let the new in. So
and I think really just to say it's okay. And it's okay to maybe have a little bit of trepidation. That's part of the process. But it's okay to do this and know that you'll get through it.
Yeah. We're in the Earth School. Earth is the densest energies anywhere in the universe, but we are getting there. Trust that. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you found this information with the channeling, with what we brought through, helpful for you in these times. Ease up on yourselves. But we know Thanksgiving will be coming up the week this goes onto YouTube. So we wish you all and your families and your loved ones a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving Day. We're going to be spending it with some friends here that we think of as family, and we're going to be having lots of fun.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next show will be December the 20th, 7 p.m. as usual. But until then, all there is left to say is
sending you all the love from my heart to yours. I love you. Have a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much for joining us, and share, like and subscribe.
Yes, and send you all my love too, and thanks and gratitude for joining us and being part of our journey.
Absolutely. So from our heart to yours, all our love. Namaste.